A very good morning to everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Sandton Amateur Radio Club News Bulletin on this Sunday morning, the 5th of October 2025. Summer's definitely here now, even though it's not official, but gee, we went straight from winter to summer this year. You're listening to the club station of the Sandton Amateur Radio Club, ZS6STN, which is operated today from the shack of Richard, ZR6 Delta Echo in Kensington, Johannesburg. This club bulletin is broadcast every Sunday at 8:45 local time on the following frequencies: 145.700 MHz FM in the 2-meter band, and on 7115 MHz lower side band in the 40-meter band. Today via relay from the shack of Chris at ZS6GM. We're also going out on Echolink ZS6STN-R, and for those of you who may have missed the bulletin, the recordings are uploaded to the club's YouTube channel on www.youtube.com/@ZS6STN. That's together with the club's recordings of the Power Hour Tech Talks as well. The agenda for the bulletin today is club birthdays and club news. We'll then hear from the SARL news. I have a short topic of interest this morning, and then we move on to call-ins and swap shop on 40 meters and 2 meters. So let's move on to our club members' birthdays for the week ahead. Today we celebrate the birthdays of Gary Isla, ZS6GA, and Myron Julius, ZR6 Alpha India. Congratulations and best wishes to both of you on the celebration of your birthdays. No more birthdays until next week. Let's continue with the SARL News Bulletin, the South African Radio News for Sunday, 5 October 2025. In the news today, Youth News, Backhouse 13 launch on 11 October, and the ZS Elmer mobile application. Youth News, Gerard ZS6TRS reports that from Friday 3 October to Tuesday 7 October, the Voortrekkers will be transmitting from the Venterskroon Voortrekker camp in the Tweedevoort Dome, and then from 8 to 9 October from the De Bank Voortrekker campsite during the Wilgedraai Voortrekker camp. They will use the ZS100 AFR call sign in celebration of 100 years of Afrikaans. The station will be active late afternoon on 40 meters, where an open frequency can be found. The Venterskroon camp offers the communication specialization for grade 6 Voortrekkers. The idea is to introduce the children to amateur radio. Please spread the word, and we hope to make as many contacts as possible. ZS100 SARL, SARL Centenary. Have you worked ZS100 SARL on SSD, CW, RTTY, and BPSK31? Would you like to operate ZS100 SARL in the centenary year? To apply to operate ZS100 SARL, ZS9HQ, and or ZS6SRL during 2025, please visit mysarl.org.za/centenary-marathon and download the application form, fill it in, and return it more than 74 hours before you wish to operate using one of the above three call signs. Club operating the most SSD, CW, RTTY, and BPSK31 contacts will win a SARL club affiliation for 2026-27. Who will take up the challenge? Backhouse 13 launch on 11 October. This is not a broken record, but this is your final reminder. This coming Saturday, 11 October, is the Backhouse 13 expedition to the edge of space. The Pico balloons have set the scene and are still orbiting. I think at least one is on its fourth circumnavigation now. So now it's the turn of Big Daddy, Backhouse 13. The launch pad is the RMC model flying airfield in the Trakotsekunda area, and the launch time will be between 7:30 and 8:30 Central African time. The launch vehicle will be filled with a hydrogen-filled weather balloon carrying multiple tube-fed payloads and is expected to attain an altitude of 30 kilometers deep into the stratosphere. The flight time is expected to be between 120 and 160 minutes to birth, with the landing site in the vicinity of Amsterdam near the border with Eswatini. And you are invited to come through to the launch of Bakar 13 on the morning of Saturday, 11 October, and to camp over at the Highveld Sailing Club alongside Trichasfontein Dam, if you would like to do so. The camping fee is 50 Rand per person per night, payable to the Secunda Radio Club. You're also invited to interact with all the payloads on the flight from wherever you may be, excuse me, and to publish your spots, images, and QSOs to the Bakar 13 WhatsApp group. Track the flight and its data via WSPR, APRS, LoRa, and the SSTV image overlays, or use browser-based tools such as aprs.fi and wsprtv.com. Track the ZS6 Whiskey Tango Whisper Beacon, that's from Stuart, one of our club members. He's got a Whisper Beacon on 28.12614 megahertz, channel 93, and you can also receive the VHF and UHF SSTV images on 43.400 megahertz, 144.600 megahertz, and 144.500 megahertz. Solve the UHF SSTV quiz and publish your answer to be eligible to win a Take-A-Lot voucher. Watch the new experimental Skunkworks altitude release and automatic return to base payload. Sound exciting? You bet it is. So grab your invitation to join the Bakar 13 WhatsApp group via the link published in various groups, and see the pinned messages for payload lists, call signs, and frequencies. Set up your ground stations and then share your images, spots, data, and QSOs to the Bakar 13 WhatsApp group in real time as they happen. Yes, as an added incentive, there will also be another pico balloon launch on the day. Get your ground stations ready to wow your friends and family with the magic of radio and the images from the edge of space. Then, the ZS Elma mobile application. A brand new free mobile application is making waves in the amateur radio community by combining essential operating tools with modern social features all in one place. The app, designed for amateurs on the go, offers fast and intuitive QSO logging to keep track of every contact, whether from the shack, in the field, or during contest operations. Built-in integration ensures logs are accurate, portable, and easy to manage wherever you operate. Beyond logging, the app goes further by including APRS tracking, giving operators the ability to monitor real-time positions of stations and share their own locations seamlessly. For space enthusiasts, the app also features satellite tracking tools, helping amateurs plan and work through amateur satellites with ease. But this is not just the utility app, it's also about community. Operators can join a built-in chat platform to share experiences, post photos and videos, and stay connected with fellow amateurs worldwide. A dedicated swap shop section even lets users trade or sell gear directly through the app, creating a space where hobbyists can support one another. My goal was to put everything a modern amateur needs into a single, easy-to-use mobile app, from logging QSOs to planning satellite passes and connecting with other operators, said the developer, Dave Vermeulen, ZR6LSD. It's not just about making contact, but about building and sharing within the amateur radio community. With its mix of practical radio tools and modern social features, this app promises to become a go-to companion for operators at home, in the field, or on the road. My app also features the ability to listen to all the Sunday bulletins on the go. The app is in constant development and available from the Google Play Store, iOS Store, and the Huawei App Gallery for download. Lots more features, including call sign lookup and additional digital mode integration, are planned for future releases. The ZS Elma website can be found at https://ZSElma, ZSELMER.co.za, very simple. I had a quick look at the website, and it certainly has a lot of varied features, including satellite passes, and you can select which passes you want, what minimum altitude, and so on. So, yeah, definitely worth a look there. Repeater information. The SARL Repeater Working Group would like to update the list of repeaters and beacons as shown on the SARL website. Subs are requested to send a status report of their repeaters and beacons, the subname, repeater or beacon call sign, the location, the transmit and receive frequency, any tone in use, and if it's a voice, DMR, D-started repeater or beacon, and the status if it's active or not active. Please send this information to Philip Fontondo, ZS6PVT, at zs6pvt@gmail.com by Friday, 31 October. Help the Repeater Working Group keep an up-to-date list. Contest news. A reminder that the final QRP contest for 2025 is on the horizon. This is a contest we administer. The Spring QRP contest is scheduled for Saturday, 18 October, from 13:30 to 15:30 UTC. Only 2 weeks to go to plan your station and perhaps even invite a buddy to participate with you. Will you be operating from your QTH, out in the field from your favorite picnic spot, or from a JOTA or CQ Hocourt station? And what radio antenna will be using on the day? Decisions that culminate in lots of fun and experimentation, together with a unique QSL card certificate for all those that submit their logbooks, and perhaps even a trophy. So, catch you on the air during the Spring QRP contest. Club news. The Sandton Amateur Radio League Centurion Radio Amateur Club held their AGM on Saturday, 13 September, and the following committee are elected. Chairman is Andre Duplessis, ZR6AGA. Vice Chairman John Kilder, ZS6AQ. Secretary is Gwen Moolman. Treasurer Barry Strumper, ZS6WPS. And they have a technical coordinator, Johan Kilder, as well, ZS6PHQ. Volt Triangle Amateur Radio Club also held their AGM on Saturday, 20 September, where members elected the new committee for the coming year. The newly elected committee is Chairman Peters, ZS4SPY. Vice Chairman is Jan, ZS6VRE. Secretary and Treasurer is Zan, ZS6LIZ. Technical Officer is Norman, ZS6NMN. Media Officer and QSL Manager is Donnie, ZS4DB. And they have supporting roles. Repeater Manager is Gary, ZS6YI. And Assistant Technical Officer is Keith, ZS6HS. We wish the new committee and support team every success and prosperity for the year ahead. Propagation report. The news team did not receive a propagation report this week, but please be assured that there will be one next week. Finally, a diary of some upcoming events. 4th to the 10th of October is World Space Week. 7th of October is World Habitat Day and the Draconid Meteor Shower. On the 8th of October is the early morning coffee QSO party. 9th of October is World Postal Day. 13 October is when the provincial schools go back. 15th of October, the SARL wins the 18 Club contest. 16th of October is the end of the SARL 6-meter challenge. 17th to the 19th of October is the Scouts Jamboree on the air. Some of our members I know are going to be helping out at First Bryanston, so if you want to get involved and give us a hand, please get in touch. And then on the 18th of October is the October RAE exam, as well as the Voortrekkers Hocourt and the Spring QRP contest. today's topic of interest is something I saw recently online, an article dated 26th of the 9th, 25, so it's still recent. Help NASA track Artemis 2, AMs are wanted. When NASA's Artemis 2 mission heads towards the moon, amateur radio operators around the world will have a front row seat and a critical supporting role. NASA is partnering with the ARRL to recruit licensed AMs to passively track the Orion spacecraft as it journeys around the moon and back to Earth. What's involved? To monitor beacon signals and Doppler shifts as Orion travels beyond Earth orbit, log reception reports via NASA's crowdsourced dashboard, and contribute valuable propagation and signal strength data to mission telemetry teams. Why it matters? Well, this initiative showcases amateur radio's continuing relevance in deep space communication. Even modern stations with HF or VHF, UHF capability can help verify signal paths and antenna modeling in real-world conditions. So, how to take part? You can follow updates at arrl.org/Artemis2. That's 2 written in Greek numerals. You need to prepare your station, check tracking software such as Predict, WSJT, X Doppler readouts, and SDR. And then watch for NASA's final beacon frequency release prior to launch. So whether you're a seasoned EME operator or an SDR hobbyist, this is a once-in-a-generation chance to help humanity return to the moon, ham radio style. There was a more detailed article where they say hams needed to track NASA moon mission. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, is seeking volunteers to passively track the 2026 Artemis 2 Orion spacecraft as the crewed mission travels to the moon and back to Earth. The Artemis 2 test flight will send NASA astronauts Reed Wiseman, KF5LKT, Victor Glover, KI5AC, and Christina Koch, along with Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen, KF5LKU, on an approximately 10-day mission around the moon. Always surprises me how many astronauts are also hams. Anyway, targeted for no later than April 2026, the mission will rely on NASA's Near Space Network and Deep Space Network for primary communications and tracking support throughout its launch, orbit, and re-entry. However, with a growing focus on commercialization, NASA wants to further understand industry's tracking capabilities. This collaboration opportunity builds upon a previous request released by NASA's Space Communication and Navigation Program, SCAN, during the Artemis 1 mission in 2022, when 10 volunteers successfully tracked the uncrewed Orion spacecraft on its journey thousands of miles beyond the Earth and beyond the moon and back. One of those volunteers tracking in 2022 was Scott Chapman, K4KDR, of Montpelier, Virginia. Sometimes it's what you do, let me start that again. Sometimes it's what you don't know that makes this kind of activity interesting, said Chapman. All I had was a small S-band dish and receiver and wasn't sure what I could or couldn't hear. But when I started hearing the signals, it made everything worth it. Chapman said he felt good about the whole process, and while it was interesting, it was also a lot of fun. There were also other participants during the Artemis 1 mission, including international space agencies, academic institutions, commercial companies, non-profits, and private citizens who were also attempting to receive Orion signals. Chapman added that NASA is also looking for commercial partnerships to share in the process. If you are interested in volunteering for next year's event, all of the info can be found at sam.gov. The response deadline is October 27th, 2025, if you're interested in joining in. But in a Facebook comment in response to this article, Pete Herman, I'm guessing he's a ham, but no call sign was referenced. He commented, Orion is configured to transmit S-band signals within the frequency spectrum of 2200 to 2290 megahertz, a range earmarked for space operations. For one-way Doppler measurements, Orion transmission power specifications are anticipated to be in sync with antenna apertures having a diameter of 9 meters or more, or equivalent gain for non-parabolic test antenna. So smaller apertures may be suitable depending on their capabilities. But he says this leaves many hams out in the cold on this one. So if you have the right equipment and you are interested, certainly worth looking at. Okay, great. Thank you to everyone out there for listening and for your interest and participation this morning. We trust you've enjoyed the bulletin, and please feel free to contribute ideas, comments, or any constructive criticism to info@ZS6STN.org.za. And as always, thank you to the stations that assisted with relays and to those who contribute to the content from time to time, and also to those who do the recording for us to repost on YouTube. So thank you for that, Marius. Please join us again next Sunday at 8:45 Central African Time for the regular bulletin of the Sandton Amateur Radio Club. This brings to a close the weekly club bulletin of the Sandton Amateur Radio Club, ZS6STN, today operated by Richard, ZR6 Delta Echo. Thank you to all, and 7-3. ZS6STN now relinquishes all frequencies for general use.